Well, hello and welcome to the Action Center's first brown bag luncheon. I'm Pam Breyer. I'm our executive director, and thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited to be here today to talk about our brand new program, our Mountain Movers program, and to share more information with you about what are Mountain Movers, what do they mean to our organization. And to help me do that today is a new face at the Action Center. Probably most of you haven't met before. This is Erica P.
Yes.
I'm going to mess up her name, but well, Erica, you say your last name.
Sure. Panazowitz.
It's Erica Panazowitz. Thank you, Erica. I'm still getting used to that. Erica has joined our team recently as one of our new donor managers, and she has been working on our Mountain Movers program and our annual giving program, and she's just a fantastic addition to our team. She joins us from Virginia, where she was working in a similar role and at her campus ministry for several years, and she will tell you more about that. But we are just thrilled to have Erica. She's already doing amazing things for us and really getting our Mountain Movers program moving. So thank you, Erica, for being with us.
Thank you.
Did you want to just say a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Yeah, like Pam said, I moved here from Virginia about 2 months ago, so brand new at the Action Center. I have about 5 years of experience doing development and really specifically working with programs similar to the Mountain Movers. So I'm very excited to help build this one up as well and work with all of our Mountain Movers. Some of you might be watching. I'm very excited. Yeah, I guess some fun facts about me. I actually grew up in Japan, which is a fun fact, I guess. We lived on a military base there, and I collect snow globes. I like to make pie. That's basically me in a nutshell.
Can you greet us in Japanese?
Konnichiwa.
Thank you, Erica.
Thanks,
It's really great to have you, and so exciting to be introducing you to all of our donors and supporters today. I also wanted to take a minute and introduce, give a little background on our guest today. I will be leaving the room for social distancing purposes and bringing in LaDawn Sperling, who has been a very active member of the Action Center community since, I believe, around 2006. She is currently one of our distinguished board members. She is a friend to the Action Center in many, many different ways, including being a volunteer, a donor, a wrangler of community members to get involved with the Action Center, and just 100% great ambassador for us in every way. She is going to join Erica and tell you a little bit more about why she's involved at the Action Center, why she loves a program like the Mountain Movers, and why a recurring gift program is so important to an organization like ours. So without further ado, I am going to leave you to Erica and LaDawn, and you will learn more about our Mountain Movers program. Thanks again for being here. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we have a chat function, so if you have questions for us, please type them into the chat box, and John, who's behind the scenes driving today, will make sure we get those questions and answer them. And also, I believe you're all muted, but if you see that you're not, please mute so that it doesn't interrupt our conversation. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Pam. All right, while LaDawn gets ready to come in, I just want to thank all of you for being here today. Thank you to people who are Mountain Movers. If you're considering becoming a Mountain Movers, I'm really excited and hope that you can learn more and get more information, and we can answer some questions for you. LaDawn, welcome.
Thanks, Erica.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Yes, of course.
Awesome. Well, I know Pam just gave you a really great introduction, but I'd love if you would, share a little bit more about yourself, your involvement here, why you're involved.
Sure. I actually became involved in the Action Center in 2006. The company I worked for was doing a food drive, and we were looking for a local charity to donate the food that we planned to collect. So I did an internet search and found the Action Center. And our Community Builders program continued to volunteer for the Action Center. And eventually I joined the Community Awareness team. And from there, joined the board.
Awesome.
Yeah.
LaDawn knows a lot more than I do about the Action Center, I am sure. So she's really going to help answer some questions. But I'd also like to ask, at some point along your journey with the Action Center for over the last 15 years, you decided to become a donor. So I'd love to hear about your inspiration for doing that, and like personally your inspiration, and then why you think it's important, I guess, for other people to give.
Right. So I always would write checks here and there. And I attended one of the Action Center's Where Action Matters breakfast events. And they talked about the Self-Sufficiency program, which we're going to talk about more here today. And that was something that really inspired me, that breakfast, to become a more serious donor to the Action Center and really commit to, this is a charity I really believe in, and I'm going to commit to doing a multi-year gift. My husband and I really believe strongly in supporting those who are less fortunate than us, because really at any given moment, any of us could be in this crisis and be coming to the Action Center for services.
Definitely. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
And now you mentioned self-sufficiency. So you are a self-sufficiency donor. So would you tell everyone, I guess, if they don't know what that means, and then I guess go into a little bit of how that is different from the Mountain Mover program.
Sure. So the self-sufficiency donors are people who make a multi-year commitment. Usually it's 5 years, sometimes it's 3 years, and it's a minimum total contribution of $5,000. So the most common level you see is someone makes $1,000 a year commitment over a period of 5 years. That amount can be anywhere above $1,000. It could be $25,000 a year for 5 years, or $50,000 a year for 5 years,
like those.
or $2,500 for 5 years. You come up with the amount. If it's above $1,000 a year and you're committing, or above $5,000 in a time period, you are a Self-Sufficiency Society member. And these donations are so important to us because we can project then for multiple years and see, what is our budget going to look like? What kind of programming can we do? Because we know that we have these committed donors who are donating a certain amount every year.
So this kind of does sound like Mountain Movers.
It is a little confusing. There is some overlap there.
Yeah.
So Mountain Movers are donors who sign up to give every month. They do a monthly donation automatically through their credit card, through a bank draft, but they donate every month. There's no time period to a Mountain Mover. So a Mountain Mover could do it for 6 months and then cancel it. They could do it for 10 years and then cancel it. There's not the time piece to it. And a Self-Sufficiency Society member may be a Mountain Mover because they may not sign up for self-sufficiency but make their contribution monthly. So then they show up in our Mountain Movers program as well.
Right. Lots of confusing things.
Lots of confusing things. Lots of ways to donate and get involved.
Yeah, that's great. I think I want to go just a little bit deeper into our specific Mountain Mover program, if that's okay. I love recurring giving programs. I think I said it in my introduction. I've worked with these, so I could probably talk about them for the rest of the time, but I'll try not to do that. But one of the really cool things about our Mountain Mover program, kind of like you said, is it's automated. So many things in our lives now are automated. I mean, I think of my car payments, I think of my water bill, and even my rent. I can say, okay, every week or every month on the first of the month, pay my rent. So we figured, why not do that with your charitable giving also? Because I know we were talking about before this, at church, writing a check, and sometimes you forget to bring the check. And at the Action Center, sometimes you might forget to write your check to the Action Center.
Sometimes they do. And the development team has to call me and say, hey, you haven't gotten your $1,000 yet this year.
There we
and
go.
then I write my check.
There we go. Even the most dedicated people, it happens to. So we have a couple different ways that people can give. You can give through our online portal, automating your gift, an electronic funds transfer. You can contact your bank. I know we have some people who their banks send an automatic check for them, because unfortunately at this time we're just not counting those handwritten checks as Mountain Movers. So if you still want to do that, we're still so grateful for your giving. But in order to really count it as a Mountain Mover program, kind of
automated, is a key piece.
kind of planning like you were talking about, that really helps us be able to plan for programs and all of that. And you mentioned monthly is kind of the most popular way that we have our mountain movers set up. We also do have a few people who give quarterly or on a weekly basis or bi-weekly with a paycheck, which is pretty incredible and so generous that people are doing that as well. And one of my favorite things about the mountain movers and recurring giving programs is that it's so attainable. I think you were saying, some people, can make these $25,000 one-time gifts.
Right.
I know I cannot do that. So a really great thing is, I can make my $50 monthly gift, my $84 monthly gift, my $100 monthly gift, my $5 monthly gift. And it's really cool to see that add up. And, at the end of the year, if one of our $84 a month donors has given $1,000 over the course of the year, which is a beautiful gift. And if you continue doing that year after year, it really does add up, and your impact multiplies. And it's so cool to see that. My mom always said, who I think is on this call, so hi Mom, she always used to tell us growing up, many hands make light work. And of course she was referring to cleaning our home when she would say that. But I really kind of adopted that as a development philosophy, especially with a program like the Mountain Movers, where we can invite so many people in to give at that attainable level. And it adds up in ways you don't think it's supposed to add up to. It
makes
incredible.
Such a difference in our budget and our ability to plan our programs.
Yeah. And we're really trying to, sorry, everyone. And we're really trying to build this program up to really be a foundation of, our annual budget at the Action Center. Those major gifts are great, and we still want those, and we've got some great staff if you want to do that we can connect you with. But it's just, being able to plan, automating it just builds a really great foundation of support for us.
It does.
Yeah. So I know we're only 10 minutes. I can talk more. Expand. I'm getting notes from our tech people.
Long term, these societies help us build and grow the Action Center and those who are involved in the community. And as we look at different programs, we may want to add a program to help more people in a different way. This really enables us to, especially as a board member, we're looking at, this new program costs this much money. Do we do it or not? We can really look at how many Self-Sufficiency Society donors do we have? How much money do we have coming in from Mountain Movers? And that really helps our board make the decision on whether we should move forward on different things.
Yeah, projecting that out.
Especially those big decisions. And Pam and the Action Center staff too on making decisions on where we invest our resources.
Right.
So it's just a huge part of knowing where we're at as an organization, and knowing we have those supporters that we can really count on is just so impactful.
Yeah, for sure. And a really cool thing too, I guess, as a donor, is the flexibility of Mountain Movers. I think with Self-Sufficiency, it kind of, like you were saying, is that multi-year commitment.
Multi-year commitment.
So with Mountain Movers, if something happens, if I'm given $100 a month and, oh no, my kid's medical bills or, a house repair or something happens, you have the flexibility to say, you know what, I need to reduce that to $50 a month. Or the opposite can be true. If you, get a raise or you get a new job and your kids move out and you have all this money now, you can call us and say, hey, I'd like to increase my gift and help out more. So that flexibility is really there, I think, in a way that it's not in the Self-Sufficiency Society.
So in Mountain Movers, there's some benefits that people get for being a Mountain Mover, right?
Yes. Yeah. So again, this is a newer program. I'm a new staff member. We've got COVID, so we've got a lot of factors contributing. But we do have some benefits for giving at different levels, which is really great. We've got these nice little Mountain Mover pins, which are so cute.
This kind of makes me want to be a Mountain Mover instead of just writing out one check a year.
Yeah, we're like, where would I put a pin? I could just wear it with my name tag. Yeah, so we've got that. We did, we plan to, at some point in the future when COVID is over and restrictions are lifted, have a mountain mover luncheon. That's kind of what we were hoping to do with this. Unfortunately, we all cannot gather right now, so we're virtually gathering. But we really do want to focus on building this community of mountain movers. Our mountain movers are building up our community, and they're helping our community in need. So we also, there's a beautiful opportunity to create community within the donors as well, which is, I think, sometimes donors crave that. We have donors who volunteer.
I've met some of my best friends through my involvement in the Action Center.
Yeah, and it's like if you have similar values, if you're donating to the same place, and just natural connections can happen. So we hope that the mountain movers will become something like that as well. And also with mountain movers, we are working that you will have earlier access to sign up for certain things, like different volunteer opportunities.
Some of those volunteer signups fill up pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do. We had the Thanksgiving signups. I think they were live for maybe 2 days, and they all filled up. They were all gone, which is
wonderful that we have so many volunteers.
Right. A beautiful problem to have, as we like to say. So many volunteers. But so as a mountain mover, you'll get earlier access to things like that in the future. Different, depending on the level that you're giving at, like you said, you could give $5 a month, you could give, $500 a month, and different things. So those coordinate, and we have these fun little brochures and programs that I can send your way if you're interested. So yeah, everything is still really coming together, and what can we do in a COVID world, that this was all kind of planned in February before it hit. So, adjusting to that, things have changed.
So if someone wants to sign up to be a mountain mover, what's the process for doing that?
Yeah, we've got a couple different ways that they can do that. So if you want to give through a credit card, you can go to our website, theactioncenter.org, and there is our donate button, and you can sign up right online right now if you want, and do that automatically. If you want to do that check option like we talked about, then you can talk to your bank. I know that banks can do that. And then electronic funds transfers you can also do through online, or you can always give us a call and we can set it up for you. If you're a little wary about going online to put your credit card information in, we can do that right there. So lots of options, lots of ways to do that.
Great. And one thing that I want to clarify, when Erica talked about the Mountain Movers Luncheon, Self-Sufficiency Society members would be invited to that luncheon as well.
Right.
So if you're self-sufficiency, don't worry, you'll get to go to the luncheon too.
That's right.
Someday with us. Again,
one day we can eat.
So also another great way to learn about the Action Center is through our Where Action Matters tours. And we used to do those tours in person, and we take you through our building, and it was great to see the fantastic work that's being done here. But as everything in 2020, those tours have gone virtual. So Erica, when are the tours being held?
We've got tours on Mondays and Wednesdays, and those are at noon. And I host the ones on Wednesdays if you'd like to join me for those. And then Fridays at 4 in case you're working during the noon time or you can't get off for lunch. So Mondays and Wednesdays at noon, and Fridays at 4.
So what will people see on the tour?
Great question. So we have kind of filmed a virtual experience for everyone. So Pam, who was here earlier, and John, our Director of Development, working behind the scenes today, kind of walk you through our facility and walk you through what is going on here. A lot of people I'm hearing as I'm talking to people don't know all that the Action Center does. Oh, they're distributing food. That's all I know. Well, we do so much more than that. So at those tours, you really get to dive deeper and learn a lot more about what goes on here. Even in a COVID world where we've had to cut a lot of things that we're doing, there's still so many things. I'm still so shocked by all that goes on here.
Yeah, I think I've heard that we have 150 households a day coming for food.
Yeah, sometimes closer to 200, which is astonishing. The need is so great in our community.
And we've also been helping quite a bit with rent assistance too.
Yeah, I know it's I think 5 or 6 times a normal year is already what we've given. Oh, can I cover credit card fees? We have a question. Oh, can we cover credit card fees? Yes, you can.
Cover credit card fees.
Yes. If you want to do that. I know. Is there a button? There's a button.
I'm pretty sure there's a button. But
A button that
asks
covers the
you
fee
if you
button.
want to check the box to cover the credit card fees. So yes, please check that box if you're doing a credit card donation, whether it's Mountain Movers or Self-Sufficiency, because that really helps us out a lot.
Yeah, I do see gifts come in that are like $51.02. So it's an odd number, but it does help when you cover those fees. And our fee, so if you're already a mountain mover, but you don't know you're a mountain mover yet, we do have some people that fall into that category because it is such a new society. So for example, a lot of people have been giving for years. I came across a woman who I think has been giving a monthly gift for 30 years,
wow,
which is incredible. So it really adds up. And so she didn't know that she was a mountain mover because she's been doing this for so long. So we kind of grouped all of these people who have been making recurring gifts over the years. So it's been like this process of introducing this to our longtime donors who maybe don't know about what it is. So it's a pretty beautiful thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we had a question come in asking if there's any special events for Mountain Movers and Self-Sufficiency members other than the luncheon.
So yes, if you're giving at, well, I think all of our mountain movers, regardless of how much you're giving, do get invited to our annual Mountain Mover luncheon, Mountain Mover luncheon and the WHAM luncheon, which happens, I think you spoke about that. That's in May
usually. Yes.
So you'll get invited to that, and we really are trying to create opportunities. I know one of our staff members and I had a brainstorm session the other day about what can we do for our mountain movers, and okay, we're the mountain movers, so what if we all go on a hike and climb a mountain and do these different things? And so we are really working to get these special events and different things up and running. Again, in a COVID world, it's hard, but eventually we will be past this and we'll get to do those fun events again.
Yeah, and I know as a Self-Sufficiency Society member, there are several events that we're invited to throughout the year. A lot of them connected with learning more about our mission, so we know what's really going on with the Action Center. And so there's a special self-sufficiency night to pack school supplies. We used to do packing Thanksgiving food. Unfortunately, it's hard to social distance in the environment where we pack Thanksgiving food. So we're not able to do that this year. But there are lots of opportunities for self-sufficiency members to just learn more about what's going on at the Action Center and remind us of why are we doing that recurring donation every year.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we also have Zoom calls with Pam, our executive director, where we can learn more about what's going on. Fireside chats, if you haven't been on one of those that the Action Center is doing, that's a great way to hear about what we're doing.
Yeah, those are like kind of similar to this format as well. Yeah.
Okay, so again, the difference between Mountain Movers and Self-Sufficiency. Erica, do you want to, I think you have a great way of explaining.
Sure, yeah. So Mountain Movers there is no minimum gift. So you can give, like you said, like $5 a month. You can give $500 a month. With Mountain Movers, it's an automatic gift. So if you write a check with your hand and you bring it to us, that doesn't count every month. If it's automated through a credit card payment, through an electronic funds transfer with your bank, you set up a check to come to us automatically from your bank. Those all are kind of encapsulated with Mountain Movers. I'm sorry, my mask. And it's flexible. So if something happens, if you have to stop it, if you have to adjust the amount you're giving, no worries. There's also no time commitment on the Mountain Mover gift. So really it's flexible, it's automatic, there's no time commitment are kind of the keys to that. And then with self-sufficiency, it is a multi-year commitment. So we do ask for that, 3, 5, 10, 50-year pledge if you're getting ambitious. And that is a minimum of $1,000 a year. So Mountain Movers, no minimum, no time commitment, flexible. Self-sufficiency is a minimum of $1,000 per year for a multi-year pledge. So hopefully that kind of clarifies a little bit.
Yeah, in the past our self-sufficiency pledges were usually 5 years. We are seeing people want to do the $5,000 commitment over a period of 3 years instead.
Right.
Just because it's less
easier.
time frame.
Yeah.
So less of a time commitment, but the same amount of money commitment.
Right.
So if you want to do a total of $5,000 a year or $5,000 over 3 years,
Yeah.
You can be self-sufficiency and still do that.
Yeah.
As well.
5,000 a year would also be good.
5,000 a year would be great too.
Yeah. And I had a thought while you were talking about that. And it's escaped me. Another talking point that I had about self-sufficiency. Oh, you can be both. I think we said that earlier. So I know I had a question from one of our donors who was giving $100 a month. Like they signed up for Mountain Movers. They, clicked, I'm automatically paying this with my credit card. It's $100 a month. Am I both? And so working with that, it's like, well, you are definitely a mountain mover because you have that automatic payment. But we do need a pledge or a time commitment in order to also be that self-sufficiency. So if you are giving, if you've already signed up to give $100 a month, but you want to be included in that special self-sufficiency, I guess, subsection of mountain movers almost, that is possible. That's just another conversation that we'll have to have. And we have forms that we'll have you, we'll fill out so that we know that we have you for the next 3 or 5 years.
So mountain movers who are contributing at the $1,000 level right now should call you to
if they want
self-sufficiency members if they want to do the 5-year commitment.
Yeah, that would be great. All right, we are getting the time. So thank you so much for being here. LaDawn, I'm going to ask you if you want to, anything else you want to say or help wrap us up?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for your interest in the Action Center. The staff here has been doing such amazing work in our community to help those in need, and we really have seen an increase in people seeking out services at the Action Center. So the interest of all of you in the work that's being done here it just means so much to us. So thank you so much for being here. We really do appreciate that.
Yeah. And thank you for being here. Thank you for coming on board and helping me work this out with everybody. And I'm
excited to be part of the first brown bag luncheon.
Oh yes, I was gonna bring an actual brown bag and I forgot to do that. The next one will definitely
There was no lunch here, but someday.
Yes, we couldn't eat either, probably. Yeah, that would be hard.
That would be bad.
Excellent. Well, I think that is what we've got. Oh yes, my contact info, John is putting in the chat. My email should be there. If you have any questions at all, if you want more information, if you're still a little bit confused, I would love to talk to you more. If you want to sign up, I can get you links and we can get you all set up to help us, really build this foundation here and grow this program into something really, really big, which I'm very excited for.
And of course, if anyone has any questions, you're always welcome to reach out to me as well.
Yeah, LaDawn probably knows more.
The Action Center.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you again, everyone, for your time. I'm glad we could keep this to our 30-minute time frame that we wanted to do. Again, any questions that didn't get answered, feel free to reach out. Thank you all our current mountain movers. Thank you to those of you who are considering being a mountain mover. We are very appreciative of all of your help. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
Have a great weekend.